and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. This month for the collection obsession, I'm going to probably do a layout share at the end of the month like I normally do. I think there's going to be a couple of times that I use my kit for the collection obsession this month in different shares. Today, I want to go ahead and use my collection obsession kit because I'm doing a 2-page layout, and I don't often do 2-page layouts. So I wanted to share that process with you. I don't know why. In my planning head, in my planning part, I thought this would be a good idea. That's the sole reason. I have upgraded my equipment a little bit because there is an end goal in mind. This is the first real money I have spent on putting videos out. I know. I have not invested almost anything. I literally have just thrown stuff on the wall to see if y'all will watch it with horrible equipment. Horrible equipment. But it has worked. I'm not going to throw too much shade. It has worked. It has served me for 2 years. But I thought I saw a sale on an arm that is much more sturdy. My camera it's holding its position and I'm not having to mess with it. It's good stuff. And I'm not promoting it or anything because I'm certainly not sponsored. But the end goal is that eventually I'm going to retire. I'll have a little more time on my hands and I will put more thought and care into design and what I put out there. We're going to pretend that's the case anyway. Okay, enough of that. So I have my October and September page maps out, and I wanted to look at what the layouts that was in the 2-page options, and they're good. There's nothing wrong with them, but I'm also looking at my photos, which are all horizontal, and so this is going to be the left side. This is going to be the right side. I want something that's going to probably work a little better with the mixture of photos that I have. And if you look at the two designs, they both are very blocky. And as I look at it, I think I like this one better, simply because it has this feature on the left-hand side, whereas this one has the band going across. It would work either way, and you know what I may do? I may just mix the two and do the band going on the left side and on the right side going across. I could do that. So I think that's the decision I have made. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix the two. So I'm going to lay that like that and put it right there so that will remind me what I'm aiming toward. I will share with you the papers that I have pulled out. These two are the same paper. They're from Close to My Heart. And these are what I have pulled out as a potential part of my background. This is one of, because it has a larger scale flower. So it has the leaves, the flowers, and everything. It's just a larger scale. I have pulled that out as a complementary paper. This stripe as a complementary paper. This paper I have pulled out simply to fussy cut some of these icons out of. So the text, I think I can tuck in. I will not use all of this, but I believe I can tuck that in different places. And all of this is double-sided. but I'm not using the other side. This petite floral is what I initially pulled out for my, to kind of give me a color direction to go. And I like the petite floral, and I like that it's a different scale from the larger size. And this is the other pieces that I had pulled out that's a potential for my base and on the green. So I thought that I would do something similar to this. You know, this is going to be my base, or it's going to be the close to my heart paper like this. And this seems too bright, so we will see. And since I know I'm making a 2-page and I know now that this is what I'm going to use, I'm going to cut these two at the same time and get them to the dimensions that I need them. This is going to be 12 by 12, or as close to 12 by 12 as I can get it. And to keep things easy, this is going to be 11.5 by 11.5, and I will layer those. When I get that completed, I'll come right back. In both of the sketches, they had the top portion of the mat going toward the inside so that there's this continuity in pattern. So I did that, and I made sure that my lines all matched up when I laid them down. So it wasn't too difficult to do that, but that's just something that I was paying attention to. Now we're going to bring in our additional pieces. So in this sketch, there is this block background. There's 2 block backgrounds and a band. And in this sketch, there's a large block background and a band that's going vertical that is the same height as that band, as that block. So the blocks are different sizes. I'm probably going to make those blocks the same size, and then I will make my bands out of the same paper so that this all looks cohesive and like it's supposed to go together. So I know that my text I'm going to use in 2 different directions because my bands are going in 2 different directions. And I'm going to use this as a so this piece here that's got the, looks like an eyelet, I'm going to use my text as that. And I'm going to do the very same thing on this band so that it, once again, we're just doing a cohesive design to make it look like this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to pause and get some of this done, and I'll be right back. I'm back to just discuss one other item. So this is what I'm thinking about layering for my blocks, but I want my lined paper to flow the same direction regardless of which way it's turned. So I have a vertical and a horizontal band. I want my vertical band to be going this way, and I'm going to have to keep it going this way over here. I'm going to have to piece because I don't have the same width. So over here, no problem. I'm going to be able to get my 10.5 inches. And then over here, I'll have to piece it together just so that it's all going together. Now, I can try it both directions, but I really want it to all flow the same direction. So I know I'm going to have to piece together on this side. So I just wanted to talk about that when you're in the planning stages, to take into consideration the direction that your patterns are going. At least I am. No one has to do what I'm doing. No, my goodness, no. I just wanted to let you know what I'm thinking about. I haven't adhered anything in place, but I wanted to show you how far I've gotten in my design and how it mimics the two different. So we're looking at the right side of this one and the left side of this sketch. And we have it pretty bang on. So that is just another option. I am going to start working on fussy cutting because I'm going to use elements from this piece of paper to fussy cut to create my clusters. And then I'm going to adhere everything, place a title, have a journaling block, and then we'll come back and I'll talk about photos. Okay, I have done my fussy cutting. I wanted to cut enough elements to create 3 clusters, and I wanted several of, like, I wanted to make sure I had 2 corns and 2 pumpkins and 2 turkeys and 2 potatoes. There's some things I wanted 2 of, but then as I lay it down on the paper, I'm feeling like it's just not cohesive. And so I decided to grab some oval dies because I thought, you know, what if I had something that looked like a platter to kind of pull that cluster together? And then I thought, okay, a platter is kind of oval, so like this platter is oval shaped. Then that can be my base. So I'm going to create some bases. I haven't decided if I'm going to use this stitched oval or if I'm just going to use a plain, but you'll be able to see that soon. And I also decided, and this is from the Hip Kit Club, I want some greenery to tuck in. So this is a super cute embossed leaf that I think will work great. I'm going to cut that out in some green so that I'll be able to tuck in leaves. And as you'll notice, I've loosely placed down some mats under my photos. I've been working for a while. I have completely used up one of these. I had another one, so I pulled it out, and I pulled this out as well. So this one is where my mats came from. I just wanted something a little darker to kind of anchor, because everything seems like it's bright and kind of just bright. And I'm not a bright person. So I just wanted something to kind of anchor. So I've used those. Those mat stacks stay on my desk so that I can grab them at random whenever I need to. And I am going to do my die cutting. I'm going to start adhering for real this time. And I'm going to start building my clusters, and then I'll come back. I thought I would come back on and show you the bases without photos, without clusters, just so that you can see how it turns out. And the fact that even though there's 2 different patterns, there's still continuity in design. So that's the only thing I wanted to show. I interrupted myself in the process of creating because I thought this was an important moment to stop and just see, because once everything else gets on there, it's hard to visualize what it looks like without the clutter. And not that photos are clutter, it just bogs down the design process because some people are not able to visualize. I tend to be one of those people that if it's not there in front of me in this form, then I have a hard time visualizing what it would look like behind the photos. And I have to really make myself stop and slow down and pick apart each layer before I'm able to really see what's in the background. So I thought this would just be helpful, and I'm going to pause again and then I'll come back. Okay, friends, I have completed this layout, this 2-page spread, and I'm happy with it. I like how it's turned out, and I'll tell you a little bit about the photos. Canadian Thanksgiving is in October. We did not have guests this time, so I decided I wanted to make sure that my husband got to celebrate his holiday. So we had a turkey breast in the freezer, and we just started putting together a Thanksgiving meal. My husband makes a killer turkey. I do not eat turkey, but if I were to eat turkey, I would eat his because it's good. He always makes it, it's so moist and it's flavorful, but I'm just not a fan of turkey. Anyway, we're also watching what we eat. So we bought miniature pies. So he loves pumpkin pie. I do not. So we got him a miniature pumpkin pie, and he cut it in half. And he went to the Village Bakery and bought a butter tart that had pecans in it. And he bought this little pecan bar because he didn't know which one I would want. And that was our meal. There was nothing particularly healthy in our meal. So it was a mixture of our traditions in Thanksgiving. So that is the photos. I need to finish doing some adhering there. Thank you so much for joining me for this installment of Collection Obsession. Come back and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.